All right, it's time now to review headlines on today's newspapers. And of course, in the absence of KK, for the Sunday tonic, we will be reviewing the newspapers ourselves with Kachi. And of course, we will start with the newspaper of record this day on Sunday, where just a moment, you can go on Kachi.
All right, beginning with a headline there. It's a conversation that we've had extensively on this day newspapers on a Sunday. Amaechi saying, I'll defeat Tinubu if ADC gives me ticket. I know his weaknesses. Just underneath that headline right there, goes on to give more detail into what exactly is being said. Of course, we know this is him saying largely, if at all this ticket comes on his desk, he knows exactly how he can and will defeat President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Isn't it interesting what
quite interesting
what the former governor is saying there?
I do think that he is just suggesting this thought. We know that's not happening, or it might happen.
What is not happening?
Exactly.
That he will get his.
I don't want to be too affirmative with this one.
No, but I think that the writers under the story,
give more context.
Exactly, are a bit illuminating. Claims Obi won presidential election in Rivers. He's saying that that's for 2023.
Yeah.
Denies ever engaging in election rigging. Says electoral malpractice involves governors, diversion of public funds via government agencies. Challenges Wike to take a walk along the streets of Port Harcourt to prove his popularity.
I have to say, Amaechi is definitely one of those people that just says whatever he wants to say. I'm still trying to know who is how a lot of times people say things with some level of coy and reserve. He does the exact opposite. He does the exact opposite of that, and I'm not surprised he is saying what he is saying. I think the most important thing that I'm taking out from what he's saying here is not that he does not want to run for president, but there is also an awareness that he may not get the ticket. But he's saying that there is also a possibility that Tinubu can be defeated come 2027 if ADC gives out the presidential ticket.
He says he knows the weaknesses.
He says he knows the weaknesses, so he could exploit that.
How close is he to the president, by the way? If he knew the weaknesses of the president, how come he lost the primary ticket to him in 2023? I mean, those are the questions that those who may want to be uncharitable to him will ask. And people are already saying that, does he not talk too much?
That's
for somebody who wants to govern, a complex country like Nigeria. And by the way, he's also
is it not better to talk too much than talk too little?
Well, it depends on your strategy.
Yeah.
but then he is
not
saying anything, unlike Peter Obi. He is not saying anything about whether he will serve only one term if he gets the ticket.
Now, that's a personal decision. That's Peter Obi's personal decision.
Yes, but I'm just saying that as a southern candidate who's trying to get the ticket of ADC, how appealing will it be to the North if he gets a ticket and then he is entitled to 8 years? Will the North have ceded power to the South for 12 years? That's the reason why everybody's talking about it. But other stories on the cover of this day, on top of the lead story, NNPC exits Buhari-era road tax credit scheme after paying $577 million, 822 billion naira in 16 months. And the rider, federal government shops for 3 trillion naira to fill funding gap. NNPC to focus on core business functions. I mean, those are intense, interesting developments, that NNPC is embarking on.
Yeah, I mean, they want to focus on core businesses. That is what they're saying at this time. So that's one of the reasons why they have decided to do this. And they're saying that they will require about 3 trillion naira to complete road projects that have been awarded under the company's tax credit scheme. So, I think it's yet to be seen how they're able to fill that funding gap.
Yeah.
But, time will tell.
Time will tell. 3 more stories on the cover of this day, on top of the NNPC story. After Ribadu, NCC's intervention, diesel suppliers resume supply to MTN, Airtel, Globalcom, and Nine Mobile. And on top of the masthead, amid strong performance, operating expenses of Dangote Cement, BUA, 8 others rise to 22%, to 4.04 trillion naira in H1 of first half of 2025. That story is on page 5 of today's newspaper. And of course, last but not the least, is the important story on the window of today's This Day, which of course many newspapers carry today.
Carried as well.
Tinubu, Obasanjo, Jonathan, Atiku, Northern Governors, Alea, Akume, Saraki, Mark, others mourn Audu Ogbe, the former minister who passed on, I believe yesterday, at the age of 78. So everybody is paying condolence to that brilliant man, Audu Ogbe, who spoke, truth to power. May he find rest in the far country, as we say.
Absolutely. Well, I do think we can take a look at what is going on This Day Style this morning.
Correct.
Very, very beautiful image right there. A convergence of the two groups, or the two teams that I would say have made Nigeria so, so proud. The Tigress for our Nigerian basketball women's team and the Super Falcons for our female football team, built to win Nigeria's global champions. We've seen both teams in two separate competitions take home winning titles, and it's been just a celebratory remark. The entire country just been incredibly proud, I would say, for this global champions. Now, the story with regards to these two teams speaks to different things, a legacy written in wins. It goes on to explain just how this journey of winning came about. A salute at last. We also how these women were giving rewards, national honors and monetary gifts by the presidency. Very, very, very $100,000 each for both teams, 50,000 as well to other members who were not actual teammates, but like supporting parts of the entire team. So
the coaching team.
Exactly, the coaching team.
$50,000 each.
$50,000 is each. Still contested. Some people completely lauding this decision to, give these women the money, and some others saying, what is the what is the authenticity and the reality of this, considering that we are still in a situation where we are now still trying to borrow money?
In other words, can we afford it?
Can we afford
why are we
do
rewarding players with a sum that is far larger than the amount that they won? At AFCON.
Than they won. But I think the story just ends with saying that, listen, they're the real champions of the game, and this is indeed more than a moment.
Fantastic. It's a beautiful cover. Well done to the editor of This Day Style.
Konye, amazing work.
Konye, absolutely. Very quickly before we go, Sunday Telegraph has 2027 in focus, and it says North plots PDP rejig against Tinubu, and the writers, why Jonathan's cards coming up. Fears ADC may fail. APC presidency fight back. You remember our discussion yesterday about the possibility of a three horse race, even if it will be an Atiku team up in ADC. North is saying that, well, we are not sure about this ADC thing. Don't let PDP die totally, and therefore that's why the name of the former president, Goodluck Jonathan, is cropping up here and there, because constitutionally he is only entitled to just one more term. If he wins, if he runs at all, and if it wins. And then one more story on the cover of Telegraph: sustainability, family businesses that outlived their founders. Dantata, Rabiu, that's a focus on all of them, their dynasties. FCMB, GIGM, others. All eyes on Dangote, Adenuga, BUA. Will their companies also survive them as legacy businesses? I think that's an interesting story on the cover of today's Sunday Telegraph. Beautiful, beautiful package all around. Okay.
Yes.
That brings us, therefore, to the end of the morning show today. Thank you for watching, and do stay safe. I'm Steve Ayorinde.
And I'm Kachi Ofia from my entire team here in Lagos, Nigeria. Enjoy the rest of your morning and, of course, the rest of your day. Goodbye.